What's up, beautiful people? I'm Erin and this is Erin on Demand, and today we talking money. Y'all know I love to talk about money, and I think you guys love when I talk about money too, because it's some of my most popular videos on this channel. But before we get into it, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite financial resources that is actually kind of a pinch me moment, because I have been using this since I started Erin on Demand, and that is QuickBooks Online. So this portion of the video was sponsored by Intuit QuickBooks. Now, if you've been following me for a while, child, you already know about QuickBooks. It has been such an essential part in starting Erin on Demand, running Erin on Demand, and growing it and taking it to the next level, because I have such a clear understanding on what our finances are doing. And that is because they are so organized inside of QuickBooks Online. So one of the most important reasons we use QuickBooks Online is because we need to know our cash flow. That means we need to see what's coming in and what's going out. And QuickBooks makes it so easy for you to understand that. I know as a beginning entrepreneur, figuring out, you know, your income and your expenses and kind of your profit and loss and all of these different aspects that you might hear, you know, entrepreneurs talking about, it's kind of like, what is that? How do I, you know, do that for my own business? And QuickBooks makes it so easy for you to see everything that's happening in your finances, which is so important, because when you know what's going on, you're able to make way better decisions for your business because you understand what your finances are doing. So they have easy to understand dashboards and reports, so you can stay up to speed at a glimpse with what your money is doing. And as my business started to grow, yes, we were always looking at the cash flow, but we started needing other tools to run the business, which QuickBooks has. So you can pay bills online. We can pay contractors electronically online, sending invoices. All of that nitty-gritty stuff can be done in QuickBooks. Your CPA will literally thank you, because everything is so easy to keep organized. You can snap and store receipts. You can categorize your expenses. So when it's time to do your taxes, you are not scrambling at the last minute. So if you are a beginner entrepreneur, if you've been entrepreneuring for a while, honestly, and you feel like you haven't gotten a grip on your finances, or you just want to have a better, more seamless way to integrate financial organization into your systems, I highly recommend QuickBooks. If you'd like to learn more about Intuit QuickBooks, visit quickbooks.com, and I will also leave the link in the description box. All right, y'all, thanks to Intuit QuickBooks for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now let's get into the rest of the content. Tip number one is to have a separate business bank account from your personal bank account. And I know it seems very simple, but y'all, it is so important. This is one of the first things that my mom told me I needed to do when I started Erin on Demand back in 2018. She was like, girl, separate it. You know, we need to see what your money is doing just from your business. And aside from that, you know, it's just important to not mix things up, because you want to know how much your business is bringing in, how much it's spending, versus, you know, you don't want your grocery store runs and your mall runs sprinkled throughout all of your business transactions. It's going to be really hard to know if your business is growing. So that is one of the first things I recommend. In order to open a business bank account, you must have an EIN number. So what that means is you need to register your business entity with your state, however that procedure goes, for whatever entity you think is best for yourself, whether that's an LLC, a partnership, S Corp, whatever. Register your business, and then you need to get an EIN number from the IRS. And if you guys want more information on things to look out for when you're opening up a bank account, especially as a beginner entrepreneur, please let me know, because I can do a whole video on that. Also, keeping your finances separate is going to be helpful if you ever got audited by the IRS. If your business gets audited, you do not want your personal stuff all intertwined with your business. So it just helps you also maintain a level of professionalism and protection for yourself. Number two is a monthly meeting with my mom, who also doubles as our CFO. Essentially, she manages all of the finances for Erin on Demand. So helpful because it is a lot to deal with. So in this monthly meeting, the biggest thing is basically checking all of the streams of income. When we do this monthly finance audit, we look at each stream of income and we can clearly see what everything is doing. So I can always tell ebbs and flows of where my energy and most of my time is going to based on what each stream looks like for the month. But it also helps me with marketing, seeing where we need to put more energy and effort into, you know, where we can maybe switch some things up, or just basically how we need to execute within the business based off of what each stream of income is bringing. We also use this time to look at any transactions that we are no longer wanting or needing to pay. So if we need to cancel some subscriptions, if I signed up for something for like a random webinar and I'm no longer using it anymore, that happens to me all the time. So we take that time to like look at all the transactions and just make sure everything is accounted for, that we're not spending money that's not necessary, and that we are properly categorizing all of the different transactions. Sometimes my mom will have to call me like, hey, what was this? I can't tell what you did. Like, what place was this? Was this a restaurant so I can categorize it as food? Was this blah, blah, blah? So, you know, we have meetings just to make sure we're all caught up. Number 3 is I like to set aside money for taxes in a separate account. So I know we talked about business bank accounts, but then I have another business account that is completely dedicated to taxes, because a big chunk of money actually goes toward paying taxes, and I hate seeing it come out of my main business account. I think it's more of a psychological thing, but we do set aside a percentage of money every single quarter that just goes straight toward paying taxes, and I don't have to see it come out of my account. So that is something that I think is really helpful for me, especially because you can build your lifestyle. Well, you don't want to build your lifestyle off of all the income that you create for your business, unless that's the type of business that you have. If you want to really grow as an entrepreneur, you don't want your entire amount of income to be used or consumed for your day-to-day lifestyle. But for some people, that's what you want, and that's fine. But for me, I wanted to set my tax money aside because you don't want to think that you have more than what you actually have. So that is why we've also been doing that for years and years. And it's an account that I don't ever sign into or use, and my mom just kind of keeps track of what's in there and uses that to pay our taxes. And depending on what type of business entity you are registered for, you're going to want to make sure that you are paying those estimated taxes on time. If you're an LLC, that is typically quarterly, so you need to be sending those taxes in quarterly to make sure that you don't fall behind. Another thing we do to manage finances is sending out invoices and making sure everything is just very streamlined. Having some financial processes in place is going to help you run your business so much more smoothly, and it's just going to make your business seem way more professional. Next tip is to build credit. And this is something that I was a little bit late on. I should have started trying to build credit a little bit earlier than what I did, but it's okay. It's better to do it whenever you can than to just keep waiting. So I purchase almost everything with my credit card to accrue points. We pay it off every single month in full, so that way, you know, we're not paying crazy amounts of interest, but we get so many perks. And lately I've been traveling so much for work, which has been so nice. But it also has allowed me to build a lot of points on a travel business credit card. So I would definitely recommend looking into credit cards and different credit cards that based on their reward system, what makes the most sense for you. If you're not traveling a whole lot, it's no point in getting a travel business credit card. But maybe you drive a lot and you want one with really good gas perks, or maybe you have a cooking business and you need something that has great grocery perks or allows you to, you know, kind of customize where your perks come from. So I I would highly recommend, even if you feel like you are a beginning entrepreneur, I would still say apply and see what happens, because you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. Some credit cards do require you to have been in business for a little while, so just check before it kind of pings your credit. But otherwise, I prefer using my credit card for day-to-day transactions so I can build those points and build business credit. We also like to use this as a layer of protection because you know, as your business is growing, you're just opening the doors more and more for theft and for, you know, people to just try to hack into your account or whatever. So having a credit card and having those transactions protected makes me feel so much better. Next thing is running payroll and just keeping our books up to date, our financial books up to date. This is all stuff that my mom does, but you know, when you run payroll, you can kind of see very clearly where the money is being paid out to, who the money is being paid out to, and also just keeping our books up to date so that during tax season, we ain't got no problems. We're not scrambling or anything. Taxes are just like easy peasy butter for us. And the last tip is just learning more about investing, because as you grow in your entrepreneurship and as your cash flow increases and you begin to make more money, it's kind of like, okay, what do I do with all of this? I have all this money sitting inside of my bank account, and it's a great problem to have, but it's also, you don't want to waste so much time, because when it comes to growing your finances, time is the most valuable asset for money to grow. And so we are at that stage now where we are considering so many different investment options, whether it be whole life insurance policies, mutual funds, real estate investing, whatever types of things you are interested in, maybe starting a whole nother business, having rental properties, whatever it is. But that is such an important part, because I think a lot of times just mentally we can get very stuck in what we are doing. And on top of that, if this is new to you, if you're making more money than you've ever made before, or more money than the people around you are making, and no one really knows the answers, it's gonna take some extra time for you to maybe seek out a financial planner, or go to a wealth management company and see if they can help you make sure that you're doing and taking the right steps. Because, you know, you don't want all of this money to be sitting in your account and it could be growing in other ways. So that is the stage that I'm in, and maybe we could also do a video about that, of just some of my learnings when it comes to investing. Again, you guys, like, this is all new to me, but it's definitely something that's worth taking time and understanding. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions about managing money as an entrepreneur. You know, sometimes it can be a little bit confusing, but I think the biggest thing is if you can stay organized, and if you can really keep your books clean, if you can make sure your taxes get paid on time, if you can make sure that all of your finances, personal versus business, are separate, and if you want to start building your business credit, that is going to be so helpful down the line. I think those are like the most essential things when it comes to keeping it organized. All right, you guys, let me know if you have any more questions, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.